What's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It's 7:38 a.m. Saturday morning, December the 7th, 2024, year of our Lord. It is Conference Championship Saturday, and I'm ready for this thing to get started, man. I love football, love college football. But anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to go out for a little bit. I've got to 12 o'clock. My daughter has a little small, I guess you could say, she's a member of this volleyball organization here in Augusta, and she's a really good volleyball player. She's got several colleges looking at her, and hopefully she'll be able to get on with one of them. But she's got like a little in-club scrimmage tournament, I guess you could say, for the girls. They're going to be playing until 12 o'clock today. But anyway, guys, that's not what this video is about. I wanted to hop on here and talk about potential commercial clients. It's that time of year, guys. It's the 7th of December. You've got about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, three and a half weeks. You've got about 3.5 weeks left in the year, and it's the end of the year. New Year is upon us, and it's that time of year where you're going to start getting emails. If you're a legitimate business owner for lawn and landscape, you're going to start getting the emails from commercial customers. People are going to be wanting quotes for lawn maintenance, and having commercial clients, it can be a blessing, but it can also be a curse. But the main thing, if you're wanting to have commercial customers, first off, you need to have your ducks in a row. You've got to make sure all your licenses are what you need. A lot of them are wanting you to do treatments as well. They'll ask for I say treatments. They'll ask you to do 2 rounds of pre-emergent for the year, and then they'll want you to do tree pruning. They'll want you to do leaf cleanups, mowing the lawn, blowing the parking lots out, bush trimming, all that good stuff. They'll want you to set up their irrigation system every year. They'll want you to be able to fix anything that's wrong with the irrigation system throughout the year. There's a lot of things that go into it. If you do want to have commercial clients, you need to be up to date on all your licenses. You know, here in the state of Georgia, being able to treat lawns is completely different than being able to cut lawns. And yes, you do have to be licensed to mow grass here in Georgia if you're turning revenue, or at least in my area anyway. I'm pretty sure it's like that statewide, but it's definitely like that in my area, and you will get a fine if you're not licensed. But that license is completely different than lawn treatment licenses, and with that comes a little test that you got to take so you can be licensed to treat lawns. But you need to make sure you're on top of that. You need to make sure you've got the correct insurance. You need commercial insurance. A lot of times you need commercial auto insurance, and I know here in my area, the CVS's in my area, they want you to have commercial auto insurance, and they do ask for proof. What else? You need to have, some of them want you to be bonded, and some of them you've got to have a workers' compensation policy. And if you're doing any doctors or any kind of medical office, a lot of them want you to have a $3 million policy, not a $2 million policy. At least that's the way it is in my area anyway. It's kind of crazy, right? Wanting a $3 million policy just so you can cut the grass. But it is what it is, man. So if you're wanting to do that kind of stuff, you need to have all that on the up and up. Make sure you have all that first. The second thing is, if you're wanting to bid on commercial jobs, you need to have an online presence, man. You've got to have a website. You've got to have, you ain't necessarily got to have a website. I was getting emails from commercial clients before I even had a website, but it helps if you have a website with before and after pictures on there and customer reviews and things like that. But have a website, have a at the bare minimum, have a Google profile, Facebook, social media, all that good stuff. Have an online presence. Put your name out there. That's really the only way you're going to get opportunities to bid for commercial properties, is to have an online presence. And most of that stuff is free. The only thing that's not free is a website. But what else? When you do get the opportunity to bid on commercial jobs, you need to go through the contract and the scope of work and the budget. Not necessarily the budget, but the contract and the scope of work. You need to go through that with a fine-tooth comb. Are you a 7 or 14 day schedule guy? If you are, make sure that this contract is calling for 7 or 14 days. If just say you've got 60 or 70 clients and they're all residential clients, and you have a potential commercial customer reach out to you wanting an estimate, and they've got 5 locations or 10 locations that they want serviced, make sure they're wanting 7 or 14 day service, because if they're wanting 10 day service, it's going to screw you up when it comes to the loyal customers that you've had over the years. But so make sure you've got that. That's why you need to go through the contract, and also go through the scope of work. Make sure that everything they're asking for is something that you can do, and make sure it's something that you are licensed to do. Don't put your reputation and your livelihood on the line just to pick up a commercial customer. But go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Make sure the schedule works for you. Make sure the payment plan works for you, and make sure the services that they're asking for are services that you offer and services that you know how to do. If it's a service that you know how to do but you don't necessarily offer it, a lot of times you can fudge a little bit and just say it's pruning trees. A lot of lawn care guys don't prune trees in my area. But if the contract is good enough and you're going to make enough money, you can fudge a little bit and get some saws, and you can start pruning trees. And if you don't know how to do it, it's very simple. I mean, it really is. There's nothing to it, man. Just get on YouTube, look at a few videos. It's extremely easy. But make sure everything is suitable for you and your business and your business model. Let's talk about the perks, the pros and cons of commercial clients. We'll start with the cons first. Commercial clients, 90% of them are going to be set up for net 30 or net 60. Now, it's going to be a monthly payment. Most of them are. A lot of them ain't going to sit here and pay you every single time you cut the grass. It just doesn't work that way. But most of them are set up for net 30 or net 60. And I've even heard situations where they're net 90. I've never had one do net 90, but I've heard people say it. But net 30 or net 60, what that means is after you send the invoice, it's going to be 30 days or 60 days before they pay that invoice. Okay? Now, most commercial properties, you're going to start work on the first week of the month. Okay, just say December 1st is on a Monday. You start work on December 1st. You send the invoice at the end of the month. You're not going to send it at the beginning. You're going to send it at the end of the month. Okay, so December 31st, you send that invoice. Guess what? It's going to be January 31st before they send a check. Unless they're on credit card, they send a check. It's going to be January 31st before they send that check. It's going to be the 31st of January before they pay it, whether it's card on file, check, whatever. But if they're on check, where they send you a certified check, it's going to be, if just say they send it on January 31st, it's going to be probably somewhere around February 15th before you get that check. So you're looking at somewhere between 75 and 85 days from the time you start that first service till the time you receive your first payment. You need to be prepared for that, guys. Be prepared for that. You're not going to get paid right away. Not with commercial clients. Not with your bigger clients anyway. Maybe your small mom and pop restaurants and small mom and pop gas stations and things like that. Yeah, they'll probably go ahead and cut you a check or pay it electronically or whatever right then. But your bigger customers, just say Walmart, Kroger, McDonald's, places like that, they're not going to pay it right away. It just doesn't work that way. But another con is they're going to tell you how they want things done, and they're going to tell you the schedule that they want it, and they're going to give you a budget, and they're going to tell you how much they'll pay you. Okay, that's just the simple facts of it. Don't let that discourage you. If the money's worth it, go ahead and jump on it, man. It's an opportunity for growth. Another con is you're under a legally binding contract. Okay, A lot of contractors in my area, or a lot of landscapers in my area, are scared to death of the word contract. There's nothing wrong with being under contract, guys. That door works both ways. Yes, you have to be out there, rain or shine, on the day you're supposed to be out there. But at the same time, if they're not happy with your work, they're locked in for a year, man. There's nothing they can do until that year's up. Also, it's going to take you a while to get paid up front, but just say at the end of that contract they decide they don't want your service anymore, they drop you and go with somebody cheaper, they still owe you a payment or two. So you do have that in your back pocket. So that's kind of a two-edged sword there. But let's talk about the pros. That's pretty much it on the cons. I mean, another con, I guess you could say another con is a lot of them, they want you to download this app and you have to sign in every time you come and provide pictures and things like that. And also a lot of them, not only do they want you to electronically sign in, they also want you to go in and physically go into the establishment and sign that way, sign in. But it is what it is, man. It's part of it. And a lot of it, if you're bidding on commercial jobs, commercial properties, just say a Circle K, for instance. You guys, I mean, most of the Circle Ks, I can't say most of them, man. The ones in my area, they're all pretty much the same. They're cookie cutter lots. You're looking at about an acre lot, most of it being parking lot and building, but you do have grass, little islands here and there. A lot of them want you to blow out the parking lot. A lot of them want the bushes trimmed every single time you show up. And most of them in my area do have a lot of bushes. They have a lot of bushes, but a lot of them want it done every single time. And the downfall to a property like that is you've got to have some help. You really do, because you're not going to make a profit if you don't have help. You're going to be there entirely too long to make a profit. And yes, two people are, in my opinion, is what it's showed for me. Two people doing a property is actually more than twice as fast than it is for one person. So you need some help. You need a minimum of two people, preferably three, especially if you have a lot of bushes on the property. If there's a lot of bushes and you have to blow the entire parking lot out and remove trash and things like that, you really need three, sometimes four. So make sure you've got the manpower to do these jobs before you even bid on them. Simple as that, man. If you don't have some help, just politely respond and say, I have to turn it down. I don't have the help. Just be honest with them. But because you don't want to put your reputation on the line, because what's going to happen, you're going to spend too much time on these properties, for one, and you're not going to make a profit because you're spending too much damn time on there. And then it's going to carry over into your residential customers that you can get in and out of in 20 or 30 minutes. It's going to have an effect on that. So make sure you've got the manpower and the equipment to do everything before you even sign up for it. Let's talk about the pros for a second. The number one pro is the number one pro is the obvious one, man. It's year-round income. A lot of customers in lawn and landscape or lawn maintenance, they only want you to come out during the spring, summer, and early fall. These commercial customers, I'm gonna say 99% of them are locked in for 12 months, man. Even if they only want service during the growing season, they are locked in for 12 months. They're paying you 12 months out of 12 months. So you've got that, man. That's always a good thing to have money coming in year round. Because I don't know about y'all, but my bills, they show up every month. Ain't no way around it. But another thing is a lot of them, especially when you're dealing with bigger customers, like just say somebody like Burger King, McDonald's, Popeyes, Bank of America, Regions Bank, some of your bigger banks like that, gas stations like Circle K, Sprint, Sphinx, things like that, your Walmarts, your Krogers, your Publixes, CVS's, things like that. When you get your foot in the door with one of them, you're likely going to get all of them, okay? You're likely going to get all of them. So there's a golden opportunity there for a monster payday. So don't sneeze on commercial clients, man, because there's a lot of times it's an opportunity to double the revenue that you already have in your business. Now, that's really, in my opinion, the main things that you really need to worry about. Now, I'm gonna say this, and you can take it however you want, do what you want with it. But what I have realized I've only been doing this for 4 years, okay? But what I have realized in these 4 years is commercial contractors, or the middleman companies, it is their job to save that customer money, okay? Most of them are in a race to the bottom. They don't care. A lot of them they don't care about having their property pristine, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and say all of them, but a lot of them don't care about their yard looking like a golf course. They just want the job done. They want it to look presentable, and some of them are going to go for the absolute bottom dollar cheapest price. Your bigger companies, like your big American corporate nationwide companies, they're going for the cheapest price. They want their bottom line to be clean, okay? Now your middle companies, they're bigger companies, like your banks, for instance. We'll just say just say somebody like we have SRP around here, Savannah River Plant Bank, SRP Credit Union. A company like that, they want the best bang for their buck. Not necessarily the cheapest price, but not necessarily every service that you offer as well. They're looking for the best bang for their buck. But those two types of customers right there, they're going to look for the cheapest price, or they're going to look for the best price every year. And your biggest customers, as soon as somebody comes along that's cheaper than you, you're gone. So the problem with that is you can build your entire business around a chain account, okay? A chain account is somebody that has multiple locations. Just say somebody like Walmart, for instance. We've got 6 or 7 of them in my area. You pick up all these Walmarts, and just say that's a $60,000 to $100,000 a year customer, okay? You build your entire business around that. Next thing you know, the next year, some Joe Blow comes in that's cheaper. Guess what? Walmart's going with Mr. Blow over here. But keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. And another thing is, if things aren't cutting out, man, you're stuck. Once you sign that bottom line, you're stuck. It ain't no way around it. So keep all that in mind. But yeah, guys, commercial contractors or commercial contracts, they can be a very good thing, but they can also muddy the waters in your business. They really can. So me personally, I believe in having a mixture. I believe in having mostly residential contractors, because those are the ones that are actually going to take care of you, and they're going to be loyal to you, most of them. But I also believe in having commercial contracts as well, like maybe a mixture of 70% residential and 30% commercial, just because of the simple fact you've got to have money coming in year round. Unless you can figure out a way to have year-round money with residential contracts, you need to have some commercial customers as well. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all, I wish y'all the best of luck, man, because it's getting close to that time. You're going to start getting flooded with emails. And, man, I wish y'all the best of luck, man. I hope y'all get out there and kill it. And I hope the opportunity for growth presents itself to each and every one of y'all. And, man, I hope y'all take advantage of it, man. But look here, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to go inside and get warm for a second. I really just came out here to crank my wife's car up. But I'll see y'all in the next video, man. But until then, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holler at y'all. Bye.